What's up everyone? Welcome to week 3 of the Chandelier Champions League. Yeah, we're just gonna watch the battles today. So starting off we have me versus Luke. Luke's brought, I think this is the same team as last time, so I kind of have a vague idea of what I'm going against. I have brought in like a mostly offensive team. I have Crocodile as a backbone, but the rest of these Pokemon are mostly built for offense, so I'm expecting this game to go fast going into it. So I lead off with Ribombee against Keliyu. I expect a Flamethrower here, and I'm just gonna go down on my Focus Sash, but he does Dark Pulse, so I don't. I take about half, and I just set up my Sticky Web because his team is really fast and I want to get that speed. He Terras, this is illegal, but he gets the Dark Pulse, knocks out my Ribombee, and I go to Overquill. He swaps to Roaring Moon here on my Toxic. Photosynthesis attack is really threatening, and the Earthquake, even like unboosted without a Dragon Dance, it does almost all of Overquill's HP. I do set up my spikes. He Dragon Dances, and so now his speed minus is gone. But at this point, I'm pretty happy to sack Overquill, and yeah, the poison's gonna keep doing damage over time. So I go to bundle here. I want to get that. I think I'm running Choice Scarf, so I'll be faster than Roaring Moon, and I just want to knock it out really quickly. But he goes to Keliyu, which is a pretty decent switch in. It takes a lot though still because it's Terra'd, so I just go for the second Ice Beam to knock it out. And he goes to Volcanion, good switch in, 4 times resist the Ice Beam. It does take Stealth Rock, or yeah, Stealth or Spikes damage, I suppose. I swap to Dragapult here because I realize anything he goes for, probably Flamethrower, is just going to be resisted by Dragapult. So I swap in on the Sludge Bomb, it does not a lot, and I set up Light Screen as he goes for Steam Eruption. So yeah, this is my screen, double screens, and Curse Dragapult. So I do go down here, but pretty prepared to sack that. As he goes for Sludge Bomb, the Curse is going to start doing damage over time. I bring out Quavel here for the close combat. It does a lot of damage, but not enough to KO. Flamethrower does hit, I get really unlucky and I get burned here, but the Curse is going to take out Volcanion. The burn kind of shuts down my Quavel, but it's enough to, plus Spikes, it's enough to take out the Roaring Moon here. I do lose Assault Vest, but at this point, there's not a lot of special attacks, it's just Venomoth, which I don't consider as a huge threat. So I have a crippled Quavel against 3 Pokemon. It does get the Moxie boost here, which doesn't really amount to much because it's burned. U-turns out, does some chip, and yeah, it goes to Venomoth. I flip turn on it, and it does a lot of damage. I go back to bundle. Air Cutter. Air Cutter is pretty much bundle's only move that's not water ice type, and I don't know, felt like using it. So it goes to Slitherwing, the minus speed, plus Spikes damage again, and the Air Cutter, 4 times super effective, is just going to knock out Slitherwing, and he goes to Gligar. Air Cutter here, I don't know why, I think I was fishing for a flinch, but that's Air Slash. He gets his rocks, but I go to Quavel here, and it's just like, not really important, so I just flip turn. It does a little bit of chip, and I just need to go back to Iron Bundle. It takes a huge amount from these hazards, but the Ice Beam, yeah, is just enough to knock out Gligar. That's the first game. Yeah, 3-0. Not really huge. I mean, yeah, Quavel is close to fainting. Iron Bundle is super frail, so it's just Crocodile pretty much. Yeah, but moving on, we have Meat versus Kelly. So in this game, okay, let's go back. Kelly is running like pretty much hyper offense here. Sure, Great Tusk is like pretty strong in bulk, and you can run a bulky Golden Go, but the rest of these Pokemon are pretty much geared to attack. And Meat is running also a really offensive team. Yeah. So leads Scissor against the Glamora, and he starts going for Swords Dance right away. So Kelly goes to Iron Moth, which is good because it's of course 4 times super effective, but the Bullet Punch does so much damage plus boosted, so Kelly decides to, or opts to just sack Iron Moth here and goes to Meowscarada. Meowscarada U-turns, it's not going to do too much, but she swaps to Great Tusk. Tusk gets the speed boost. U-turn does a huge amount of damage again. Life Orb plus the double attack. And Rotom is a really good counter to what's his name? Great Tusk. So Keliyu goes to Meowscarada. The Will-O-Wisp misses, which is really unfortunate because I think Flower Trick can just KO here. Yeah, so there's the Flower Trick Protect. Protean Grass is like a little bit important, but it doesn't end up mattering that much. Flower Trick once again does very little to Scizor, but the knockoff actually does enough to knock it out. And so Mick goes to Walking Wake here. It's not booster energy, so it's probably Specs or something else. So here's the Flamethrower. It does 86 to KILOWATTREL, which is pretty good. And then Rotom Wash comes in on the Terra Thunderbolt, which does 61. Yeah, KILOWATTREL, even though its base stats aren't like incredibly high, it like plus that Terra and maybe Specs or something, it can do like this huge amount of damage. Yeah. So he goes to Mimikyu. I'm guessing. Oh, TAILWIND. Oh, TAILWInd. Oh, TAILWInd is huge. So for those who don't know, Wind Power is a new ability this generation, which if you get hit by a wind move, so like Hurricane or Heat Wave, or if you activate TAILWInd, you get the charge, which doubles your next Electric type hit. Oh, but she doesn't really get anything off of it because the disguise, of course. But TAILWInd still, yeah, of course, is the double speed for huge threats like Goldengo. So Mimikyu here does make it rain. That's, yeah, definitely a one-hit KO. That double speed is huge for her team. Yeah, and then the T-Wave on Walking Wake. Flamethrower does go through. It's not a KO yet, which is surprising, but yeah, no more TAILWInd, but the Hex is going to take the KO, of course. Interesting, yeah. It is -1 special attack, but yeah, that still is enough to KO. I guess it's double power from the Paralyze as well. Proto Speed, Iron Valiant here. Thunderbolt is going to knock out Goldengo. Does go to Glimmora. Yeah, Glimmora is a good switch in. Sludge Wave is enough to take out Rotom, and these two are Fairy, so there shouldn't be much of a fight left. Psyshock, oh, it doesn't KO. Yeah, and Sludge Wave is, of course, the one-hit KO. Psyshock not KOing is actually pretty interesting. You would think from, like, Iron Valiant, who has just a huge base stat total, like 120 special attack, Psyshock would KO Glimmora, even though, like, because Glimmora's pretty low bulk. But yeah, I guess maybe it's EV'd in like defense to live or something, or special defense. Oh no, Psyshock is physical defense. Yeah, but that's Sludge Wave. Blizzard does knock out Great Tusk in one hit, but at this point the game's already sealed. Knockoff doesn't, knocks off the Light Clay. Aurora Veils here. Brick Break goes through the, breaks the Aurora Veil. Blizzard not going to do a lot. You should opt for Moonblast here if you have it. I guess it's not revealed, but the U-turns out here, goes into KILOWATTREL on the Moonblast. Oh, so he does have Moonblast, so yeah, he should Moonblast that. Maybe he was expecting a switch, but yeah, the Flower Trick is, yeah, that seals up the game. So, oh, let's go. Yeah, so 2-0. Meowscarada, Glimmora, arguably a close game, but I think Kelly had the upper hand pretty much consistently the whole way through. Yeah, I actually love that TAILWInd KILOWATTREL. Such a interesting idea. Like, it worked pretty well as well. The speed boost on Goldengo, which is normally like a slower Pokemon, makes it just such a huge threat. Yeah, and I got a pretty much free KO from that. Okay, now moving on to the next game, we have Mike versus Veer. Mike's brought really offensive team plus Toxapex, and Veer has brought the same team, so I'll just go over here. So, Excalibur named 5-0 against Greninja. Lead Greninja as always, goes for spikes first. Dragon Dance here is pretty threatening, and yeah, the Icicle Spear is obviously going to be a one-hit KO. So he's not going to get any more spikes, but he does go for, he does go into Ditto, so he does keep these stat bonuses, and Terra's Fairy, which is legal, and goes for the Glide Rush, but it's not going to do any damage. Good switch. Moonblast does huge damage to Sneasler, and it's probably Scarf again, because you don't usually outspeed Sneasler. And Contrary doesn't matter here, but the Moonblast again gonna do huge damage. Rock Slide, it almost knocks it out in Amherst, but not quite. So we go to Drift Bloom at this point, 46%. Goes for the sub here, which I wouldn't recommend because you know the Enamorous is faster than you, so you probably want to just get that KO and get out. Just Thunder Wave here to have its speed. Goes to Ursaluna on the Moonblast. It's taking a lot of damage. The Burn and takes another Moonblast. Facade is going to take out the Enamorous finally. Should live, yeah, she's still alive. But if it has Icicle, oh, Ice Shard. But yeah, Icicle Spear also going to take out that KO. Terra Fairied on the Baxcalibur, and yeah, Scarf Glaive Rush is going to take a one-hit KO. Take a one-hit KO, and then goes for the Glaive Rush again. It does huge damage to Toxapex, and Toxapex can't really capitalize on the Glaive Rush debuff. So pretty good damage, and the Glaive Rush, oh, low roll this time, so it's not enough to KO. Swaps out to Driftblim on the recover. Does go for the Thunder Wave, misses. That's really unfortunate. Surf is not going to do a lot. Thunder Wave again, good Thunder Wave, and then Toxics on the Driftblim, which is, yeah, just that damage over time is huge. Strength Taps here. Yeah, it probably doesn't heal a lot. Toxapex's attack is like really low, but it does get the para. Strength Tap again. Yeah, just gonna keep healing less and less. Gets this double para, but at this point I don't think it matters. Yeah, second sub. Surfs, but yeah, the Toxic is going to KO next turn regardless. I don't think you heal enough, yeah. Another paralysis, but it's still gonna secure the KO here on Toxapex. Ditto, yeah, but Toxapex against Toxapex, this one's already toxic, so at this point, I mean it's a fairy type, but it can't really do much, I would say. Surf does 25. Surprisingly a lot of damage coming from a Toxapex clone, but yeah, Darkrai and Nasty Plot's up here, and Veer is locked into Surf because it's a probably choice Scarf. Tark Pulse doesn't end up KOing. Oh, but it flinches, yeah, so the Toxic can KO. Yeah, so that's a 4-0 on the side of Mike. Pretty, like, both sides got pretty unlucky that game, with Veer missing a lot of Thunder Waves and Mike getting a lot of full paralysis, but overall, game went pretty in Mike's favor. I think Veer probably should, let's see, I think it's just an issue of him switching around too much, and he just doesn't get enough damage in while his Pokemon are in and healthy. So yeah, I think that's probably why this game went so well for Mike. But yeah, that's all the battles we have this week. I will see you all next week. Yeah, look forward to playing you.